the Wild West. A land of vast plains and unforgiving deserts, a place where the sun beat down mercilessly and the wind carried whispers of forgotten dreams and sudden death. Outlaws and lawmen, gunslingers and gamblers, all drawn to the frontier by the allure of fortune, freedom, or oblivion. Their stories, etched in blood and legend, still echo through the canyons of time. The saloons stand silent now, the once bustling streets are empty, only the wind remains, whistling through the broken windows of ghost towns. But if you listen closely, you can almost hear the echoes of the past, the clinking spurs of cowboys, the sharp crack of gunfire, and the chilling silence that followed a duel. This is the story of one such duel, a story etched in the annals of Wild West legend, a story that some say was captured on camera, a fleeting glimpse into a vanished era. The American frontier was a crucible, forging men of extraordinary courage and ruthlessness. These were men who lived by their own code, where survival was paramount, and reputation was earned through grit and gunsmoke. They were quick to anger, quicker on the draw, and their lives often burned bright but tragically short. Wild Bill Hickok, a legend in his own time, embodied this volatile spirit. Known for his deadly accuracy and icy nerves, he carved a path through the Wild West, leaving behind a trail of whispered tales and fallen adversaries. But even legends can meet their match. And in the dusty streets of Tombstone, Arizona, another legend was being written. The Earp brothers, Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan, were known for their unwavering pursuit of justice, or at least their own version of it. These were men who wouldn't hesitate to face down a loaded gun, their reputations as formidable as the Colts strapped to their hips. The Clantons and McClorys were cut from a different cloth, a ruthless band of cattle rustlers, outlaws and killers. They terrorized the Arizona Territory, leaving a trail of fear and stolen cattle in their wake. Led by the cunning Ike Clanton and the cold-blooded Tom McClory, they were a force to be reckoned with, feared by lawmen and citizens alike. The tension between the Earps and the Clantons was palpable. Whispers of rustling, threats exchanged in hushed tones, and the simmering resentment of two factions vying for control of Tombstone. Each side knew that a reckoning was coming, a clash of wills that would leave blood staining the dusty streets. And so it was that fate, or perhaps just bad luck, brought these two forces together on a scorching October day in 1881. The air crackled with anticipation, the sun beating down on the wooden sidewalks like a blacksmith's hammer. The stage was set for one of the most infamous gunfights in history. Section 4. The OK Corral, Whispers and Shadows. The OK Corral, a name synonymous with gunsmoke and bloodshed. It was here, in a narrow lot behind the bustling saloons, that the Wild West's deadliest duel would unfold. The air was thick with tension, a palpable sense of dread hanging over the dusty ground. The Earp brothers, accompanied by their loyal friend Doc Holliday, stood shoulder to shoulder, their faces grim, their eyes scanning the lot for any sign of movement. Opposite them, the Clantons and McClorys, their hands hovering near their holsters, a mixture of bravado and apprehension etched on their faces. Whispers snaked through the small crowd that had gathered, drawn by the scent of gunpowder and the promise of violence. The lawmen, outnumbered but undeterred, stood their ground, their steely resolve a stark contrast to the brash confidence of the outlaws. The seconds ticked by, each one an eternity in the suffocating silence. Section 5. Seconds to bloodshed, a blaze of gunfire. Then, in a heartbeat, everything erupted. A flash of sunlight glinting off steel, the deafening roar of gunfire shattering the tense silence. Smoke filled the air, obscuring the combatants in a haze of gunpowder and dust. Men screamed, horses reared, and the ground was painted crimson with the blood of fallen men. Wyatt Earp, a whirlwind of fury and precision, moved with deadly grace. His Colt peacemaker spitting fire and lead. Doc Holliday, his face pale but his resolve unwavering, stood firm, his shotgun booming like thunder. The Clantons and McClorys, caught off guard but responding with ferocity, returned fire, their bullets finding their marks with deadly accuracy. It was a chaotic ballet of violence, a whirlwind of gun smoke, shouts, and the thud of bodies hitting the ground. For 30 seconds, the lot behind the OK Corral was transformed into a scene of unimaginable chaos, the air thick with the stench of gunpowder and death. Section 6. Aftermath. Dust settles, legends remain. As quickly as it began, it was over. The smoke cleared, revealing a scene of carnage. 3 of the outlaws lay dead or dying on the dusty ground, their dreams of lawlessness extinguished in a hail of gunfire. The Earp brothers, though wounded, had survived the onslaught. Doc Holliday, his pale face now ashen, stood amidst the carnage, his shotgun still smoking in his hand. The gunfight at the OK Corral lasted only 30 seconds, but its impact on the legend of the Wild West would be felt for generations to come. It became a symbol of the lawlessness and violence that defined the era, a cautionary tale whispered around campfires and immortalized in countless books and films. The gunfight cemented Wyatt Earp's status as a legendary lawman, a symbol of frontier justice, though his actions would be debated and scrutinized for years to come, and it served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life on the American frontier, where death was a constant companion, and even legends could fall in the blink of an eye. Section 7. Photographic evidence. A lingering mystery. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the gunfight at the OK Corral is the persistent rumor that it was captured on camera. Some say that a traveling photographer drawn to Tombstone by the whispers of impending violence was present that fateful day. They say he captured the entire gunfight in a series of grainy, flickering images, a visual record of one of the most infamous events in American history. However, like many tales of the Wild West, the truth has become shrouded in myth and speculation. No such photographs have ever been authenticated, and their existence remains a tantalizing mystery. Some dismiss it as mere folklore, a product of overactive imaginations and the human desire to witness history firsthand. Yet, the rumor persists, fueled by the occasional discovery of old photographs that hint at the possibility. Grainy images of men who could be the Earps or the Clantons, their faces obscured by shadow or time. Pictures taken in Tombstone around the time of the gunfight, their subjects forever frozen in a moment before the storm. Whether or not photographic evidence of the gunfight at the OK Corral exists remains a tantalizing mystery. But one thing is certain: the legend of